So in my ongoing, I guess, mindfulness series, I want to now talk about mindful breathing, and this is a very simple exercise um, to really combat when you're feeling anxiety, when you feel the nervous energy inside of you. What do? You can do um, practices like these, and these are the kinds of practices that you should work on every day, regardless of how intense you're feeling. Like even when you're calm, that's you should be practicing. You should be practicing your breathing exercises on your calm days because it's like working out. It's like building a muscle. When you start out, you're not that good and you're not that strong. But when you practice it every day, when you're consistently building it up, you become stronger and things become easier to do. So when the bad moments do come, you will have the lung strength and you will have the practice down so that you can go to it. But even if you don't have any practice and you find yourself in a terrible moment, I definitely suggest an exercise like mindful breathing. What I'm advocating now is that it just gets better when you practice it more. And so, something like mindful breathing, what I would suggest if someone right now were next to me and they were freaking out, and I told them, okay, sit down, stop whatever you're doing, and close your eyes. And I would guide them in a meditation like, all right, so close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. In, out. And I would stay with that person for at least like 2 or 3 minutes and check in with that person. And I've been through various degrees of anxiety attacks myself. Sometimes they go down quickly, like easier quickly. Sometimes they stay high for quite a while. So you can always just stick to a breathing practice for however long. Because the first thing is you shouldn't do anything when you have an anxiety attack. You shouldn't drive. You shouldn't fucking be cleaning dishes. You shouldn't be writing. You need to stop what you're doing and you need to sit down because you have a problem and you need to address it. And so, and again, it's not that that person needs a guided meditation from someone else. When I find myself with an anxious energy, and that when I started out, I didn't have anybody. This was an internal monologue that I would play in my head, close my eyes, breathe in, breathe out. And I would just do this for like 5 minutes. And what I want to stress is that this is not a magic bullet. This is not a surefire way to beat an anxiety attack. But this is a practice to help you lower the intensity, whether you lower it greatly or even a little bit. This is a very powerful tool because this is always at your disposal. Your breath, breathing mindfully, is always there, and and you can go to it literally anytime. And the stronger that you practice, the more you practice, the easier it'll be to calm down. So what I suggest is that you sit down and you just breathe 3 different times a day. When you wake up, the middle of the day, and when you go to sleep. And honestly, contain it in a bubble of 5 minutes at each time. I know people are stressed, but if you really can't do that, well then definitely a minute. Literally schedule it a minute 3 times a day. If you really think that you don't have that much time, because for sure everybody has a minute. So that's the bare bones way. The breathing in, the breathing out. That's something anybody can do. But to take it a step further is mindful breathing, which was what Han had taught. And mindful breathing is distinctly different in the fact that you are focusing solely on your breathing. You're aware of when your breath goes in, you're aware of how it feels going in through your nose, and you're aware of when it comes out, how it feels going out of your nose or your mouth or whatever. You're aware You're hyper aware. You focus on it. You talk to yourself about it in your head. The practice is to not think about anything, your future, your problem right now, anything. It's not, the point is, mindful breathing is to be present with your breath. So what that could look like is you close your eyes and you say, I follow my in breath. And as you breathe in, you say, I follow my in breath. And when you breathe out, you say, I follow my out breath. And you're obviously saying this in your head because when you encourage these thoughts, when you direct yourself with these thoughts, you're focusing on the thought and the action. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about your problems, however many or however little or any type. You're not thinking about these things because you're literally telling yourself in your head, I follow my in breath. And it helps to remind you that you're following your in breath. And so those are ways to really, support mindful breathing. And honestly, if there's like loud noises around you, if you got a busy household, what I do is that I take my headphones and I put them on and I listen and I put on like music without any lyrics, without any spoken thing, like instrumental, so that it can create like a zone in your head of just like your own room, almost like a room of silence to help you focus. So that's my tip too, to give you space when you certainly don't have it. And so, yeah, something like a simple breathing exercise like that, you will always have at your disposal. And again, I would highly suggest that if you do have the time and you are interested, you look up Mindful Breathing by Thich Nhat Hanh on YouTube and to learn more about it, or just ask me if you would like more clarification on it. But yes, breathing of any kind, remember, you always have your breath. You can build up your breath, and this is a way of how to like de-escalate and to be at peace. And a practice like this can help you definitely relax your mind, can help you go to sleep. Well, I mean, not help you go to sleep, honestly. It's not a sleeping pill, it's not the truth. But it can certainly help you relax, and there's power in that. And that's what I stress, and I hope people take with them.